You are tuned in to another edition of Americana Music Profiles, brought to you by Americana Rhythm Music Magazine and AmericanaMusicMagazine.com. I'm your host, Greg Tutwiler. Let's jump right in to the next exciting interview. I love it when I stumble on a genre of music I haven't yet heard of. But to be able to speak with the creators is a treat. My guests for this edition of Americana Music Profiles are Fabrice and Tracy Vignati. They are the innovators of a new genre of music called Gypsybilly, a passionate blending of rockabilly and gypsy music, blended with their love for jazz and country. They are just about ready to release their fourth album of Gypsybilly music called Red, White, and Blue. Stick around as we learn more about this exciting new style. I am talking to Tracy and Fabrice Vignati. I think I said that right. Did I?
You did, Greg.
All right.
That's great.
Good. I rehearsed it a few times, so I wanted to make sure I got that right.
Good.
So especially since that's the name of your band, the Vignatis.
That spelling is always great.
Yeah. So we had a chance to talk a little bit earlier, and one of the things, you guys have a new record out, but one of the things that really fascinated me about what you do is you've got, if I've got this correct, you guys have kind of come up with your own new genre of music called Gypsybilly. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So tell me about
what is
that.
Gypsybilly?
Yeah, what is that? How did you come up with that?
Well, Gypsybilly, we have combined our respective backgrounds into one instant pot of music, combining different musical styles. So Fabrice comes from France, so the Django Reinhardt gypsy jazz is quite the element in France. It's a style that's pretty popular, so that's part of his background, as well as rockabilly and my background being from jazz and growing up half my childhood in the South, country music. So we decided to join forces and put it all into one big melange, I guess you could call it.
What part of the South did you grow up in?
Georgia.
Okay, all right.
In central Georgia, yeah.
Were you playing that kind of music prior to you guys getting together?
Yeah, half my childhood was spent there, and in Georgia, country music is just infused into the culture.
Uh-huh.
So, of course, you're going to do that. And as a singer, when I was I think I was 13 or 14, I got a job at a little amusement park, and I learned a lot of country songs. And so, yeah, I mean, even in high school and performing those kind of things, even though jazz was a solid foundation for my mother, the country music, because it's so culturally infused, you have no choice but to embrace it, and you want to be a part of it, you know?
Yeah.
So
Fabrice,
like all high school performances, you do country songs and that kind of thing.
Yeah. Fabrice, was that the same for you? Did you spend the younger part of your life embedded in the French music culture? Was that a part of your growing up?
I wander in different type of music, blues to classical, and then after blues, and then jazz, and definitely the revival of the rockabilly in the 80s, and then discovering this music from my father. But yes, before joining Tracy, yes, playing that music for sure.
Yeah. And you guys got together playing in a band mutually, right? But that's how you met?
Yes, we met through a big band. He was a guitar player, and I was brought in as the singer. And we worked together in that band for like a year. You know, I only had one big band chart at the time. I was so happy I had one. But then as the time went on, even because I tend to go gangbusters, and I ended up getting a bunch of big band charts. And so it has been a year's worth of work, and then all of a sudden, I don't know what happened. We just kind of, took to each other, and from there, I guess the rest is kind of history.
Now, how long after you guys discovered each other, relationally, and then how long from that point did you move from the big band that you were in into into the pursuing this new style of music?
Wow, what do you think? How long was that? A couple of years, wasn't it? About?
Oh, that's I don't remember precisely. After maybe, but I don't know how long. No clue.
I think it was maybe a couple of years, because we both had our respective separate musical stuff going on.
Okay.
And then,
even then, yeah, okay.
We had something separate, and then, I don't know, like, jazz wasn't growing enough for me as coming from a singer, and, so we just decided, let's see what we come up with. And because he was playing so much of the gypsy jazz and Django Reinhardt stuff, that it was inspirational. I just wanted to grab my clarinet again because I hadn't touched it since high school.
Okay, yeah.
And I did. And I was just so paranoid to play it without music in front of me. But it was just kind of a slow progression. You do one song somewhere, like a sit-in or something like that, and then I just got more and more confident, and then we just were like, let's do something different. So we tried to blend our backgrounds, and I think that we've done it successfully. I would like to think so.
I listened to several of the songs before we got on together, and I mean it's definitely, you can hear influences of all kinds of different things, but it is its own unique thing, and successful would be a word I would use. It's cool. I really like it.
Thanks.
Where did the name come from? I mean, how did you know you were onto something right away, or was there some experimentation that went along with it before?
Well, Gypsy are people, and Billy are the people too. So, and music is about the people. So,
okay.
Basically, Gypsybilly is about the people, for the people.
Yeah.
Like the Constitution say, we the people. So we make music. We people, we make music for the people. And Gypsy is a symbol of freedom.
Uh-huh.
Maybe for some people it's the other symbol and has other connotation. But bottom line, no, it's a symbol of family and freedom. And Billy is just a family in America that is successful with hillbilly, rockabilly, psychobilly,
right?
And it's during the 5 years of America, so it's a great time for America. And the word Billy in the appellation, and Billy always stays as a person. And you can go on our website and you can read that on the definition of the Gypsybilly. We explain why and what the words come from.
Yeah, I did, and I actually learned some things by reading that, especially the definition of or the origins of Billy and how that began to be attached to different styles of music, and learning that it makes complete sense how you've married the two together like that, and so I'm wondering what, because you new record coming out, so you've got 3 other CDs of this style of music. Where do you find, what kind of audience do you find that your music fits with the best?
Well, I think it's definitely an audience person who is extremely open-minded and doesn't pigeonhole artists into certain types.
Mm-hmm.
And it's for someone who's a little more maybe adventurous and likes to feel good. If you want to be sad, it's probably not the right music for you.
We don't need any more sad music right now.
Yeah, I think we got that covered in the world.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely a little. The Americana person tends to appreciate the elements.
Yes.
Because it's different enough, but yet you can find mainstream threads that go throughout the music. And we really try to focus on the writing so that it's easily singable and memorable, that kind of thing. But I think it's the the alternative thinking Americana person, because a lot of straight rockabilly people are so into just rockabilly, so it's hard for them to divert from that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like I think the Americana and the countryside people tend to think it's cooler.
And
the indie person as well.
Sure.
But indie is not just rock. It can be anything.
Oh, of course, right? Yeah.
If it's independent and creativity and just thinking outside the box a little bit.
That's a
lot of great comes from.
Do you get people? It feels very danceable. Do you get people that like to dance to your music? Is that intentional?
I don't think it's intentional, but it just kind of happens.
Yeah. When do you play events where that's kind of what they're anticipating, that they like the feel of the music and they want you to play so they can dance, or is it more kind of organic that the music makes them feel like dancing?
I think it's more that.
Yeah. Okay.
Because if people want to dance, they're going to go more for a straight swing band or that type of thing. It's a funny thing because it's so hard to classify.
Uh-huh.
And I think that's been kind of our struggle through this, and the battle is where to put us, But then when people hear it, they like it. They just can't put their finger on it.
Yeah, it sort of reminds me a bit of the Zoot Suit movement that happened 20 years ago-ish, that kind of very, very up-tempo. You can't sit still while you listen to it, but it was really hard to classify. It was jazz, it was swing, it was big band, it was a kind of a nice, pleasant mix of a lot of things, and I kind of feel that same energy when I listen to your songs.
Mm-hmm. And for the last Volume 3 and then the new one coming up, we tried to focus more on pulling more elements of the Americana and countryside into it by not only just the content of the song, the lyric content, but instrumentation as well, like with banjo and that kind of thing. So, and pedal steel.
And
so that's definitely more present.
When you write music, are you writing melody first, lyrics first? Are you writing for the genre, or do you just kind of naturally write songs that fit the genre that you're trying to create?
Writing music is kind of mystical, so the style is so anchored from us. Mm-hmm. It's so inside of us.
Mm-hmm.
Like basically Robert Johnson was with blues.
Yeah.
When Jimmy was writing his own music, you don't have to think about it. You own it or you don't.
Mm-hmm.
So you tell me tomorrow I need 100 Gypsy Billy songs, I crank them, no problem, Tracy too. So it's what we are. Maybe people have a hard time understanding that, but this is not a gimmick.
Sure.
If I wanted to do gimmick, I would do a better one. like burning my guitar like Jimmy. That was a good gimmick.
Yeah.
Or actually my great guitar, where they are black and white, or Tracy with the clarinet, the pink clarinet. That was a gimmick.
Uh-huh.
But this music is real.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that the reason why we created music is because Quincy Jones told us that the future of music is mixing style.
Yeah.
So we're not people who go backward. We basically use the 20th century. We use the 20th century as a basic, and then we go from there, and now we are 20 years into the 21st century. So now it's just natural.
Uh-huh.
It's you gotta think about it because you gotta want to know what direction you want to take a little bit. But now it's in us. It's no, that's pretty much how I feel it. Maybe Tracy differently, but for me it's inside, and
yeah, that's
what I've done. I know those four style. She knows those four style too, and so it's good.
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. And I think that a lot of times what happens is one of us will have a chord idea or a chord / melody together, and I don't play string instruments at all. I'm allergic to them. But I sit down at the piano and I will just flunk out some chords, and vice versa with the guitar. He'll say, "How about this?" Or he'll just start some changes, and then we just kind of go from there. I mean, it is a mystical process. Or you might have a lyric that goes with it. It's all different for everybody. The way it happens for them, you know. I always keep my iPhone close by, though, in my voice memos. I'm surprised they're not maxed out, because it's like you have to record the ideas.
Oh, yeah, sure.
You will forget them.
Yeah.
Yep. Just sing into it so my brain will remember what it was, and then I can find it again in my head.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's the other thing too is interesting is sometimes you write with the four elements. Sometimes the four elements are really both well mixed, 25, 25, 25, and 25. And sometimes you get 50% of country coming up, and then 25% of 30% of gypsy.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that you have in the songwriting, and then sometimes you have 50% or 70% of gypsy, and then just a little bit 20% of country, and then maybe 10% of. It's a mix like this. So what's happening is that when we go more country on the songwriting, when we move on the chord progression, then maybe we go more gypsy on the solo.
Okay.
You know, but we keep the four element, and it's like a puzzle. If people will have the time to sit down and study the music, which it will in the future, I believe so. They will understand, like we study other things. They'll understand that the process of the music is made of those elements, and we try to balance them. Sometimes no, that's why some songs are more country oriented, and sometimes some songs are more gypsy oriented or other style oriented.
Okay, yeah, that's neat.
It's certainly fun to be able to do that, and then a lot of that is in your production and arranging choices too. You know, because I mean, the clarinet in country music, like people sometimes they see that and they go, "What's going on here?"
Yeah, sure.
They don't quite, you know, it's bizarre to see it.
Yeah.
And not to mention it's colored.
Yeah.
It's either pink or a blue one and a green one and a red one.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what's going on with her? Is she okay?
Or, for example, on the title track of the album, Red, White, and Blue, which is more country-oriented, we put the clarinet into a phaser and a wah-wah.
Oh, wow.
And then
Okay.
our mixer, when he heard that, he's like, damn, that sounds like a Jimmy solo. It sounds like the sound of Hendrix.
Yeah.
You know, on guitar, it sounds like a guitar. It sounds like, you know, like somebody put a guitar into, and so that's the key, and that's fun.
Yeah.
It's all about fun.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. So you mentioned the new record, Red, White, and Blue, out, I think you told me July 1st or 4th, or right around there?
Yes, if all goes well, it'll be July 1st.
Yeah, okay. And full length, is this an EP or LP?
Oh, no, it's full.
Yeah.
There's 10 cuts on there, 10 tracks.
Okay, great.
Great.
And is
As
it...
a matter of fact, as well, I just want to say something, that in this album there's a Gypsy Billy, but as well the Electro Billy. That's another new style we created.
Okay. So it's a progression almost.
Yeah. That's Gypsy Billy with beats.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, good. Well, I'm certainly looking forward to hearing that as well. What does it look like for you guys to get out with this and tour? What does a playing schedule look like?
You know, normally annually we play as much as we can, and we go to Europe every year. But this year everything has been canceled, so everything is a question mark right now.
Sure.
I really don't know.
Yeah.
You know, we're so restricted here right now. We're still pretty much in, I guess you could call it lockdown.
Right. Yeah.
So I don't see anything opening up locally here in LA for till next year.
But certainly the digital outlets, people will be able to, obviously they can find you on YouTube, and tell the listeners your website, how they can find the record when it comes out, how they can get in touch, find out more about your music.
The website is thevignatis.com. So I'll even spell it for everybody. It's THE, and then our last name Vignati, but it's pluralized. So it's TheVignatis.com.
And then will it be on the regular outlets, iTunes,
Sure,
CD Baby, those types of places?
iTunes, Spotify,
yeah,
Deezer, all of those as well.
Yeah, good. Well, this is exciting, and I certainly learned some new things too. And I'm excited that there's a new genre. This music is always evolving, and so it's fun to know that there's a new twist on some classic styles, and so that's exciting. I certainly wish you guys the best with it.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thanks again for tuning in to this episode of Americana Music Profiles. Find us on iTunes at Americana Music Profiles and on the internet at AmericanaRhythm.com.